want to go back to the latest on healthcare issue and get a perspective from the House. Joining me now to discuss this and more, Congressman Randy Weber. He serves on the House Committee on Energy and Commerce, which has the responsibility for matters including food and drug safety and public health. He represents the 14th Congressional District of Texas. Randy Weber, welcome back to Washington Watch. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Tony.
So it sounds like it's going to get pretty busy this week with different versions of alternatives to Obamacare being presented. What's this week look like, and do you hope to get something accomplished?
Well, this week's going to be what's it going to look like? Very busy. And yes, we hope to get something accomplished. You know, let's face it, Tony, the healthcare system the Democrats built has failed the American people. It's just that simple. Premiums doubled, choices did. You remember the story. Keep your doctor, if you're on to your insurance going to go down. All those promises they made were absolutely nonsensical. They didn't amount to a hill of beans. Premiums doubled, choices disappeared, fraud exploded, and hardworking families were left paying more for less health care. That's the legacy of Biden's temporary COVID credits, quote unquote. We're going to fix that. We're going to go on there. You know, we're going to have a plan. The Energy and Commerce will come out. We have doctors, physicians on the committee. We're going to fix that. So stay tuned. We're going to work hard on it. And Tony, if we need to stay there through the weekend and work on this, let's stay there through the weekend and work on this.
So Congressman Weber, you point out here, there's no place that you could look at in Obamacare and not see its failure. It doesn't work. So how is it that we could even be having a conversation, not you and I, but here in Washington, D.C., about extending these subsidies to a failed system? That's what the Democrats want to do. Now, I have to let our viewers and listeners know that no Republican has ever voted for Obamacare, let alone the voting for these subsidies.
That's right. And what's really funny or sad thing I should say about this is they put the termination date right when these subsidies were going to expire, expiration date. And now they simply expect, with the Republicans in charge, to go back and do these things again. They have lost their mind. Once again, Republicans are stepping in to stop the bleeding. And we're going to work on that this week. We want to get to the Senate as quickly as we can. We can't keep just bleeding money. The Congress can't just keep bleeding money. Speaking of bleeding, stop the bleeding, because the Americans deserve better. It's just that simple.
So let me ask you this very quickly, because I want to get on to the issue of Israel. The Hyde Amendment has never touched Obamacare. They wrote it, crafted it specifically to avoid the Hyde Amendment, which prohibits or keeps taxpayers out of the abortion business. Is that language going to find its way onto any solution to the healthcare situation?
Tony Perkins, your lips to God's ear. As you know, I'm a Christian conservative Republican. I tell people strong pro-life. I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, and he believes in life. We Christians should believe in life, and that means unborn and born. I sure hope so. It broke our heart that the Hyde Amendment was never included. And with Speaker Johnson at the helm, I'm quite confident that we're going to fight that battle.
All right, I want to move to Israel. You co-chair the task force, the bipartisan task force for combating anti-Semitism. You were in Israel earlier this year. I want to talk about the phase two. The Prime Minister says we're almost at phase two, which would be the disarming of Hamas. But he also reaffirmed Israel's insistence on security control in Judea and Samaria, also known as the West Bank. You were there when you went to Israel earlier this year. Talk about that for a moment.
I've been there 7 times, Tony, and I am a member of that caucus, your anti-Semitic caucus. You're right. And this country, what I said, and they love this, what I said, this country was founded on Judeo-Christian values, not quote-unquote West Bank Christian values. You know, Hamas has to be completely disarmed, and make no mistake about it, there may be some renegades. Unfortunately, I'm confident there's probably going to be a lot of fallout on the backside of this that are going to rear their ugly head, and Israel needs to take them out.
Yeah, I like that. I've not heard that before. West Bank values, that's certainly true. But this is connected to anti-Semitism. As we continue to foster this idea that we'll carve up the heartland of Israel and create a Palestinian state, that's what foments, in large part, the hatred and the division that is in that land.
That's exactly correct. It's not going to go away. Read the Hamas charter. In their charter, they state that their job, if you want to call it that, is to kill every Jew and to basically cause the state of Israel to cease to exist.
Yeah.
When your enemy tells you they want to kill you, believe them.
Yeah, exactly.
We should not be naive about this.
Congressman Randy Weber, always great to see you, my friend. Thanks so much for joining us. And if I don't see you before, Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Tony. Back at you.